Hey folks, Gary here. Man, I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday or wet Wednesday as it's kind of damp around here, which is okay. I guess we need the moisture, so it's all good. We've been talking about boldness for the last couple of days, about the boldness that we have as sons and daughters of the Most High God. Now, it's not to be confused with an arrogance. We have an arrogance because of this. We don't want that. But we do want boldness. We want to step into the things that God's called us to step into and to do it with confidence because God has placed us there. A lot of times, the confidence we have to live and the boldness that we can walk in, it has a lot to do with what we truly believe. So, what we truly believe inside of our heart will determine how we think, and that will determine how we act. So, if I truly believe that Jesus died on the cross, paid for all that sin in my past and Adam and Eve and all that kind of stuff, removed all those barriers so I can approach God as his son, as someone who is adopted by him. Well, then if I truly believe that, then I will do that. And then I will approach God that way. I'll have a boldness to do that. In the same way, I can approach life and what God has called me to live out, his calling on my life and his calling on your life. I can do that with boldness because I truly believe that God has called me to that. In 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9, Peter writes, "But you are not like that, for you are a chosen people. You are a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's very own possession." So he's talking about you. He's talking about me too, but he's talking about you. You are a holy nation. You are a royal priest. You have been placed by God as his own possession to make a change in this world, to have an effect on people, a positive effect. As a result, you can show others the goodness of God, for he has called you out of the darkness. I don't know if you remember your past. I remember mine. It wasn't, from a world standpoint, it wasn't all that dark. But man, I could see the difference because I didn't know him. And knowing him really turned on the lights for everything for me. I could see things a whole lot more clearly because of his presence in my life. So he's called you out of darkness into his wonderful light. And here's the thing about it. Not only has he called you out of that, he's called you to show others as well. And we say, man, I don't know. I get really nervous when I start talking to people about God. I get really nervous when I want to share about my faith and what I believe. Don't be nervous. God has put it in you to be able to do that. The Holy Spirit will empower you to do it. The Holy Spirit will give you a confidence in doing that. Why? Because he's called you to do it. Remember, it's what we truly believe. Do you believe that God has given you a witness? Do you believe that God has given you a testimony? Do you believe God has given you a plan to live out your life really well? Well, you should believe that because God has done that. And so you believe in it. You start to act towards that and say, Lord, I'm going to trust you with the results. They might not turn out the way I want them to, but I'm going to trust you with the results because I'm going to trust that the promises you make are true because they are. He has made you a chosen people. He's chose you. He picked you out and said, you're going to be my agent to bring healing to your community. You're going to be my agent to tell people about the love that I have for them. And you can have a boldness in that because it's something that God has called you to do. So go have an awesome Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow.